We are the Nerdy Turtle Network.
Hello, and welcome to Icons of the Wider World here in the Nerd Turtle Network. I'm your GM for the day, Jason, and with me will be Mike playing Snapdragon, Curtis playing Landshark, Taylor playing Muckboot, and Zach playing Wolf Witch.
Howdy.
And we left off last time. You were visiting with the grandfather of your new friend Walkabout, who is something of a wise man for its people. I'm not sure what the Aborigines called their kind of spiritual, religious folk. Out of all the stuff I have looked up, for some reason that's one I kept forgetting to.
That's one of those things I'm sure I heard at one time. But it did not stick with me.
But anyway, while speaking with him about an old acquaintance of his that was causing the trouble that got this party together, caused a traffic accident in Nashville, kidnapped a man off the beach in Australia. All members of the same family. He has a beef with kind of the patriarch of the family, who is an old retired politician. Pretty well came down to where his beef is legit, but he's kind of taking it out on everybody around this guy as opposed to just this guy. So you had gotten the kind of some of the background on him. A report came on the news about a hospital being attacked, which I believe is where the elder tenant was receiving treatment. There. Other superheroes, local heroes, were already on the scene, and I believe we wrapped up the session with y'all, everybody basically holding hands and Walkabout taking y'all off with his particular way of traveling. So let me jump y'all over to the hospital map. This is Walkabout up here. The silhouette with kind of the I would call it a cowboy hat, but it's safari hat. I'm not sure what you call it. Anyway, the silhouette with the hat up here. That's Walkabout. So that's kind of where y'all arrive. Y'all can drop y'all's miniatures or tokens down around him.
I would if I could.
Same.
What?
Muckboot is there.
How in the world do we keep having trouble with the miniatures?
No, I just need to plop down the 6 other Muckboots.
Wrong character. Alright, let's see.
Why do I not see?
Let's see
Oh.
here.
That is so weird. I don't seem to be able to drop my character either.
This is weird.
Do I sit alone in my accomplishment?
Yes.
It looks that way because it's not. Okay, there's. Alright, Snapdragon finally dropped.
I would have said baller if not for the fact that this sucks.
Mike, see if you can move her token around now.
I can. Thanks.
Okay, excellent. So that was Snapdragon. So now we need Wolf Witch and Landshark. There's Wolf Witch. Alright, there's Landshark. Yeah, I'm gonna put y'all in the line just because the yellow highway there is kind of one area. The green back behind it's another area. The front area in front of the hospital.
And the Land Shark token is there, but I don't seem to be able to.
All right, let me hit his adjustment. Let me hit his controlled by Curtis. I'm pretty sure I have done that, set that up on the sheet before. It keeps forgetting it. All right, try it now.
Yep, now I got him.
Okay, we good then. All right. So as you arrive, there is pandemonium.
Oh.
Sure is.
God dang it.
Yeah.
Goodness. Somebody quite
That
upset.
child knows where the microphone is. Well, that'll be a sound warning.
Well, she came ready for battle.
That did sound like a-
She dropped her keys. Apologies.
No problem. Alright. So y'all arrive on the highway here. You got this kind of greenish park area on the north side of it. On the south side is the hospital complex. The main hospital building is there. Then you've got a secure rehab facility, a mental health facility, and then these three sets over here are various charities like a Ronald McDonald House and a Red Cross something or other, I forget. As well as some other buildings. There's a daycare back here and some other stuff. I'm not saying it's a specific hospital in Australia, but the map is from a specific hospital in Australia.
Which city in Australia are we in right now? Because I think we moved around.
You've been bouncing around a lot because,
We were in Alice Springs.
yeah, so that's kind of in
Where
the
we are
center. And that's a small community. And yeah, y'all bounced away to the East Coast. I was about to say West, but yeah,
Yeah.
the East Coast.
Unfortunately, we've been fast traveling and we don't have a UI.
Right.
That just, pops a message up in the corner of our vision saying we're here. We really just have no idea where we are. We're just following the guy that
You're
can transport.
you're totally trusting Walkabout. But yes, you have actually bounced all over the continent because the kidnapping was in the southern part of Australia. Then you bounced up to kind of the middle of the outback, and now over to the west coast. I don't think I named what city it was last time, but I got the map from Townsville, so we'll say it's Townsville. Because there's apparently 2 Townsvilles in the world, one in North Carolina and one here.
To be fair, I actually appreciate that fact, because that means we've only made this mistake twice.
Yes, but once you brought it up, I was disappointed by the lack of Citiesvilles.
I forgot what it was called. I said that message not on much,
Mhm.
not on any sleep, but
So anyway, as you arrive, like I said, pandemonium. There's creatures running around in the parking lots. People are running in terror. You see a giant humanoid battling a flying hero. The
So
creature. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
that big silhouette is the giant humanoid, I guess.
Yes. Where the other ones are these sort of odd creatures. I don't know if you can zoom in enough to really see the detail in the picture, but they're mostly covered in fur, but like their face has almost reptilian type scales. I think I went with the picture that had the kind of the saber teeth. Yeah,
they
they're
look
kind of
like a
saber
picture of
tooth.
a mouse saber tooth from antiquity,
Uh,
or were those really creepy Christmas cards? One or the other.
I don't know. Last sci-fi game I ran, I was using a picture of a prehistoric critter off of a was it a Hungarian postage stamp that I zoomed in and made a token out of? It was wherever the critters were originally discovered. That country had done postage stamps with them.
Out of character, is it safe to assume that these are the bunyips?
Out of character, yes, and in fact, in character, Walkabout will probably drop that name. In character, Wolf Witch is probably the only person character-wise that would catch the name. I mean, maybe Landshark if he watches YouTube videos on monsters or something, you know. But the other two have been out of touch. So, but you seem to have three of those creatures, or three kind of groups of those creatures running around. One is up on the highway where y'all are, essentially. There's a blue-haired woman flying around, shooting energy at it. Down by the mental health facility, you see a woman with green hair seems to be creating. Excuse me, I got those backwards. The green-haired woman is the one firing energy blast. The blue one up on the highway seems to be creating things out of light. You know, she's trying to like box the creatures in. Like I said, you see a caped man fighting the giant. He's in a predominantly red suit. From that distance, you can see like the top corner of his cape, where it kind of comes over his left shoulder. That looks like almost like the Union Jack. And he's got a 7-point star on his chest.
Southern Cross. Wait, no, I guess that's not the Southern Cross.
And then the bunyips down here, they keep spinning around like they're looking for something. And then you see someone come up out of the ground, pop one of them, and then drop back through the ground. You don't get a good look at him, but he seems to have some kind of large metallic, almost like armored grill thing, or piece kind of coming down over his lower jaw.
We're going to call him the Weasel.
No. Be respectful. The land weasel.
If your characters are discussing this, you actually see Walkabout kind of go, the platypus is here.
What? A platypus?
Oh, that's even better.
Be respectful. The land platypus.
Platypus.
No, platypuses are burrowers. Trust me, bring it up to him. He'll explain how everything works.
This still seems like a poor choice of code names on his part.
I totally want to hear this. That's in character, by the way.
Feel free to ask him once everything's calmed down. He's I mean, he's not a bad bloke. He gets out there and tries to help people, but he's just kind of an odd duck.
I call him Australia's land shark.
Does he have poisoned spurs on his ankles?
Wait,
Because that would be awesome.
Muckboot will turn. Did you mean to call him an odd duck because the platypus is somewhat duck-like? Were you going for a joke there, or did I just catch something out of the wind?
No, I did that unintentionally.
Alright.
That sounds kind of racist.
I think it'd be specious. I don't know. About that time, you see him come out. You see him come up out of the ground again. At which point, you notice that he does indeed have the tail,
Oh no.
and appears to be wearing like scuba flippers. He comes out and does like a snap kick, and catches one of them, and drops back down. He kicks it, and he kind of goes, "Arr!" And then a moment later, he just starts kind of howling and spinning in a circle and kind of biting at where he hit it at. And Walkabout goes, "Yeah, the kicks are venomous."
I totally have tail envy right now.
He is more like a platypus than you are like a shark. This will not do. He goes, but anyway, Walkabout's like he goes, the other heroes, he gestures to the two women and goes, those are the Southern Lights. a pair of, everybody kind of assumes sisters. And the flying bloke there is the Red Ensign. Good guy. Me and him worked together a lot during the fires earlier in the year. A lot of search and rescue. Super strong, flies around, His Gramps was kind of, our local version of the Primus, I guess. Not quite that stout, but that was the Blue Ensign.
I'll ask who was it that's talking to us?
Walkabout.
Walkabout. I'll ask Walkabout. So I don't suppose that the platypus causes earthquakes, does he?
No, he tears up some asphalt with his ducking in and out of the ground. But that's about it.
Well, if this goes south, it's all on me then.
Don't cause an earthquake around the hospital, please.
Was also
Is
oddly
going south
responsible of you.
Is going south kind of national, anti-nationalist?
I guess. Yeah, we've already gone south.
So anyway, you see that kind of regulation. Like I said, there's still pedestrians running around.
There's a whole hospital full of bedridden pedestrians or civilians.
Oh, you said this was a giant humanoid there, all, and the bunyaps or whatever they're. I can't say it right. What does the humanoid look like?
Yeah, does he have clothes on, or is he just like Dr. Manhattaning it?
Or is he just a big, shadowy human figure?
He's probably wearing furs. He's not wearing a whole lot, but as long as you're not standing under him looking up, decency is, he's got, it's very primitive looking clothing. He's got a gnarl of very sharp teeth. Really just think of a person and kind of, mutate him out big and kind of, monstrous looking.
Kind of your standard fantasy kill giant type image.
Yeah, sort of. Looking like something that would probably fit in Aboriginal mythology.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, that's right. They did have giants.
In fact, come to think of it, Walkabout will even rattle off his name. And this is absolutely straight from the from it, but Therdid Jimbo is the guy's name. Is the giant's name.
Jimbo.
Thardid Jimbo, just like He tells you to be careful of that guy. He's a cannibalistic giant.
Oof.
Oh.
I don't like any of the words that came out of your mouth.
Do we have to capture him alive? Like, how much murdering has he done?
Well, I don't know. The main story about it involves him killing a hunter. And then the hunter's wives tricking him into a cave and setting the entrance on fire. And, he tries to jump the fire to get out and falls into the fire. So,
Wait, that don't make a lick of sense. Yeah. All right, whatever. I'll just shoot the little critters.
Maybe Lance will open up a giant sinkhole that we can trick the giant into.
Try not to kill the bunyips. Some of them deliver curses on whoever kills them.
Oh, come on. Fucking Faye again.
I do not advise doing that.
Every moment of my life on this planet is a fucking nightmare.
What planet do you prefer to be on?
Any of them that don't have magic critters that curse you when you shoot them. Is it 100 years? Is it 100 years? I could last 100 years. Is it 100 years?
Usually people just get really, really sick and usually die. But it's not every type. It's not every case, because I don't know. It's every few. It's like every part of the continent you go to, the bunyips are a little different. I don't know which version these are.
Joyful.
I don't do
Which
Well,
them.
turns
time
to
for your
Muckboot.
net gun.
Which turns to Muckboot. You know, I could be willing to remove any curses that you might levy upon yourself for a price. The offer's there.
And besides, Muckboot, this world's not so bad. You got friends.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I do best. And he takes aim at a bunyip.
Alright.
Muckboot will take an attack of opportunity, which I don't think exists in this game.
No.
Yeah, didn't think so. But we have been standing on a street talking about the things that's going on while these people are fighting for their lives. So I feel like
Okay,
we...
Townsville, Australia.
Do we roll
Assess the
initiative?
situation, that's all.
Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative.
So I'm about to show up the platypus.
It's like you just show up and immediately you've got a beef with one of the locals. I don't know what's going on there.
Whoa.
I don't really have a beef with him. I just think he might be cooler than me.
Be respectful. The land platypus. Also, so help me if he becomes our friend from this, and we have 2 earth tunneling people around me at all times.
What's wrong with earth
feel
tunneling
like-
people?
Nothing.
Hey,
Nothing.
platypi are cool. We could keep him as a pet.
It's just, I fought things that I saw as giant moles before, and it is not fun to go in the tunnels. Mostly because they have this weird earth sense thing.
Tremor sense. Alright, I gotta move
Is that
all
what it's called?
gotta move you all around when I
Try,
because a little minion
try
keeps
going
popping up.
underwater, dude.
Just flood the tunnels with alchemist fire. It's a much quicker and cleaner process.
Alright.
There's enough things wrong with every statement I just heard that I'm just gonna stay silent.
Oh man. I gave all of them a turn without going off and clearing off everybody that was already there. So Recluse needs to leave.
Aww.
Pink Ranger, Black Ranger, Toss Up, Blue Ranger, Red Ranger, Alien Guy, Independence Ray.
Oh, to be fair, we don't see those.
You know, if we brought in those ranger guys, we could end this fight pretty quick. I'll bet.
I don't know. They took 6 hours to take out one robot. They're really theatrical about it. Literally. Okay, I'm gonna stop the accent for a minute.
And that's every move they
Literally,
make, they're
Unison had
fucking
taken out
filming.
4 robots before they took 1 out because they wanted to sneak attack it. All right, look, they weren't that great a super team. They looked good and they had a cool Yakuza guy, and that was it. And also, they had an AI that was programmed to be cute, being cute.
Alright. I'm just gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that'll be for the heroes. And then there's 3 groups of bunyips and the giant. And the giant, alright. Alright, so the green Southern Light Sister goes on an 8. Blue also goes on an 8. The platypus goes on a 9.
Oh no, he goes before me.
The red ensign goes on a 6. Third to Jimbo So he was the last one I rolled, so that's the 6. He goes on a 10. Forgot to give the bunyips a turn.
Wait, hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You rolled 8 dice for turns and didn't give. Oh, okay, never mind. There's multiples of them. You just did put them on the turn. Okay, gotcha. Thought you meant you hadn't rolled for them, and I was about to be very concerned.
Alright, so what did Landshark get?
You got an 8.
Okay. Snapdragon?
What did I? 11.
Oops. Where was Walkabout? Walkabout on a 6.
Walkabout appears to have left the map.
Muckboot.
16.
Wolfwitch?
5.
Alright, that's everybody. Descending order. No, Walkabout's still right there between y'all.
Do y'all see? Oh, good, there he is.
It's because Muckboot's wearing a hat, and then he's right behind him wearing a hat and silhouette. You just thought it was a Muckboot shadow. I understand.
Muckboot's way down low now. I think you're trying to trick me, but I don't care enough to attempt to stop you.
I've got all of you guys in a line. Right up here, as far as tokens.
Something has gone wrong on my screen.
Now I had to pull him down to add a turn, and then put him back. So if yours froze up in that time period.
Yeah, let me reload and see what happens.
Okay. And top of the order is Muckboot.
Muckboot will. Okay, yeah, that fixed it. Yeah, he'll just he's gonna rifle, but not with a bullet, because apparently getting cursed is, you know, dangerous and not a thing on the agenda. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use the blast power on the.
Look, you're a bold hunter from Europe. Are you going to listen to the native people warn you about the native creatures?
First off, I'm a bold hunter from America. Second off, yes.
It's not like any of our characters have to worry about bad luck.
I don't know. I could shoot myself out of bad luck. It's just bothersome. And it's the Fae. I want to deal with the Fae as little as possible. Now, if you mind, I'm going to go ahead and just pop a shot at that Brunhilde in front of the platypus.
Alright.
I got
And the
12.
bunyip rolls.
Please
A
don't
coordination, so it's +4. Well, yeah, just like it was with the initiative. Okay. And you were shooting the net, which is binding essentially.
Well, this one I said I was shooting the power blast.
Oh,
I
okay.
could just knock it out.
Okay, I got you. You were saying not with a bullet. You meant not lethal. Got you. All right. Well, you definitely hit. How much damage do you do?
6.
All right.
And does it push it into Yojimbo? Not Yojimbo. Yojimbo is what I would say if I said hello to him. Does it push him into Jimbo?
Sarah did Jimbo. Yes. Well, excuse me. He's got to make his strength. Roll your damage plus a d6. And he'll roll his strength, and then we'll see if he gets knocked.
Hold on, I got to change the title of this. All right, there we go.
Gun to push ratio.
It's normally gun to kill, but I'm not using an actual bullet, so I gotta change the name.
Respectable.
All right. So you beat him. So
Like,
yeah, he does get knocked back an area. So yeah, he goes flying over here close to let's see. Actually, at the angle you're shooting. Yeah, he bounces off Third Jimbo's leg. Which, you know, doesn't do Jimbo any damage. He doesn't even seem to notice.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I had a cool thing to say and everything if you'd looked at me. Oh well. Not all hunts deserve to be on film.
Snapdragon.
All right, so she's going to fly to Jimbo, the third Jimbo, and get really close, like enough to just like do a flyby right underneath his nose and try to give him a good whiff of my pheromone magic. And I'll just cheerily introduce myself as you can call me Snapdragon. I hear how you doing, Jimbo? Pleasure to make your acquaintance. And then she'll try to hold the pheromone magic on him.
She's gonna fly right up to the cannibal's mouth.
That's right. Imagine how effective it will be if I let him swallow me and whammy him from within. Curtis, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that doesn't have bad idea written all over it at all.
Look, superheroes aren't paid for good ideas.
Exactly. If Bruce Wayne had lived according to good ideas, he would have taken his money and invested it into social services and support to get to the cause of crime. But instead he's dressing up like a bat and beating up people because we all love that sort of thing. All right, emotion control away. Oh, not so great.
All right, he resists that with his willpower.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, I think that's the case.
Oh, that was a big old stretch.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's awareness. I guess it's the testing their ability is him being self-aware enough to know when emotions are coming from within and from without.
Okay. Well, you may be in luck then, because his awareness is not very high.
All right.
Which, if you read the story with him, makes perfect sense.
Easily bamboozled.
Pretty easily. All right. At least he falls for every lie he's told in that story, anyway.
I should tell him that I'm.
All right. So you beat him by 1.
Mm-hmm.
And what emotion are you? Oh, that's right. Your emotion does.
It needs trust.
That's right.
Yeah, just I am good and trustworthy kind of vibe.
So let's see. You said you flew up and basically introduced yourself.
Yes.
He kind of pulls his head back a little bit so he can focus his eyes on you without crossing them.
1 point is a moderate success. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Marginal is basically if you tie.
Okay.
1 to 2 is moderate. 3 to 4 is major.
So I have to concentrate and make a new emotion control versus awareness test at the start of each of my pages to maintain it. So yeah, I'll have to make this test again next round to make it last and hopefully have it hold long enough where I can actually commit. Maybe talk him into doing something useful. But that's what.
But you introduce yourself. He kind of leans back. Oh, hello, fair spirit.
Oh, okay. So he's fairly seems to be fairly articulate, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. No hope meet flight, hope meet wingy girl or that sort of thing.
No, he is not the Hulk.
Gotcha.
Oh, are we back to the racism?
Yeah, he's so well spoken.
He's a big hulking beast. He can't speak English for nothing. I got you. God, we are some ignorant folk.
Yeah.
Then again, I can't blame a pampered princess for thinking such a thing.
Damn.
Now we're getting into classism.
Sorry, I ain't slept much. I'm a bit of a rude boy right now.
He's pleased to make your acquaintance, but he hopes hope you'll excuse me, but I've got to deal with this pest, and about that time he turns out and takes a swing at Red Ensign. Let me just grab a D6 for the NPCs. It'll be easier than me adjusting and trying to make multiple rolls. Okay, he misses the ensign. And the ensign is looking at you like he's trying to figure out what you are and what side you're on in this fight. Ma'am, this could be dangerous. You might want to clear out.
Yes, Snap replies by saying that she's trained her own life in the combat courts of Rhinen, and I should be able to handle myself okay.
Next up is... Oh, wait, right. The giant went after you and he took a swing. Then it's the platypus. Now, I moved the token for this critter down here, but it was... Each one of those represents kind of a small pack of the critters, so... There is actually some still there. The platypus kicked earlier is still just wallowing on the ground. Because platypus venom is very painful. It's not lethal, but it's very, very painful. So, where he had dove back under the ground, anybody that's paying attention to him, so Land Shark for sure sees this. He comes up out of the ground, uppercutting one of them. Catches him right up under the chin. Clearly stronger than normal, but you're pretty sure you'd have knocked that guy a lot further than he did, so he can't be as strong as you. His Land Shark's up there on the highway looking down, doing complex mathematics, okay, of the force and how far he went. No, he's way weaker than I am.
Yeah, I think I could do better.
And then it's Land Shark's turn.
Hey, platypus, can you do this?
You see that big metal.
And I am going to. I really should let Mike finish with what he's doing with Jimbo, but I really feel the need to show off. So I am going to try to do like we talked about earlier and open up a sinkhole under him. And my goal is to bind him and have him, like trapped up to his chin in the ground.
All right. So that would be your earth control. Let's see. What is the baseline? Earth control basically lets you move Earth like you had telekinesis, if I recall.
Pretty much, I think.
And I think baseline telekinesis would probably let you grab somebody.
Well, he does have the binding extra.
Oh, okay. Then we go with the binding rules. All right. And I believe that's going to be your coordination versus his. And then the strength that you're holding him with would be based on your power level.
Okay, so my attack is not my earth power; it's my coordination.
Let me finish getting binding looked up. Binding. Make a coordination versus coordination test.
Okay, I am going to also use a determination point.
Okay.
Because I'm a shark, and sharks are way cooler than platypuses or platypi. Even though platypi are cool, sharks are cooler.
If you say so.
platypi are terrifying abominations whose existence mocks God.
Alright, his coordination's a 3. Oh, it's a tie.
Oh,
A marginal success. You achieve a partial hold. But the material level of your binding is halved. So anything he tries to do, he's doing basically other than escape, is at a -2 penalty. He can't move from that spot. But when he tries to break free, you'll only be rolling half your... Or he'll only have to roll against half your power level, because it's... So you open the pit up, but he doesn't quite fall all the way into it, and you close it up and you've got like one leg pinned or something. Meanwhile, all that's happening behind the platypus as he's looking up at you. Can I do what? Because he did not see what you were doing. Now, when you did that, did you wave your hands or point or gesture?
I have to be grounded, so for the binding, so he probably leaned over and touched the ground to do that.
Oh, in that case, the platypus goes, "Yeah, mate, I can touch my toes," and leans over and touches his toes.
Ah.
Weirdo. Let's see. Then the blue-haired and green-haired ladies go. Alright, blue man just get one of the bunyip boxed in. The other one is shooting at one of them with beams of energy and manages to nick it but doesn't get a solid lick on it. Then it's the bunyips. One of the bunyips not engaged with the blue lady slips past her and is basically charging down towards y'all. Wolf Witch, you're the first one he's going to run into. And bunyips are rather large creatures. Think, well, from story to story it varies a lot. But these we're gonna say are the size of a like Siberian tiger.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's one of your larger kind of. If I can find it, there's the stats for you. All right. So it's going to be crap. I completely blanked on the name of the stat. Weird. Prowess. That's it. Alright, so this is going to be prowess versus prowess. Because he's trying to maul you with his saber teeth.
Alright.
Let's see, this prowess of 4.
Oh no.
Alright. So you take, let's see. You take 2 points of damage. What's that now?
The dice do not love me today.
No. But that's a tie, so he only does half damage, so you only take 2.
Alright, and that is completely nullified by my cloak.
Okay.
When you Google images of bunyip, some of them look pretty cool.
Yeah, there's some pretty oddball ones too. But that's the trick. You've got, under a lot of different names, you have essentially the same kind of critter described as far as its habits all over the continent. But, exactly what it looks like seems to vary just as much as the names. Alright, one of the bunyips tries to bite the blue lady and misses. And they cannot get to the green lady because she is flying. The bunyip that got knocked spends this round standing back up. And everybody on his side is either a giant that he ain't gonna mess with, or they're flying. So that's all the bunyips. Walkabout vanishes from next to Muckboot. Pops in over here. Basically, you see him popping in and grabbing pedestrians that are too close, or bystanders, I should say, that are a little too close to the action. Much like he does in his search and rescue stuff, it looks like he's getting civilians out of the way. He had mentioned to you he didn't really have any powers particularly combat oriented. Then it's the Red Ensign's turn. He doesn't know exactly what you're trying to do, so he's just going to keep trying to punch this guy. Ooh, but he flubs that one pretty good. And Wolfwitch, you're up.
The wolf witch is currently silenced.
God dang it.
Mate. Oh, there they are.
Sorry about that. I forgot I had myself on mute. I'd like to pull up a mind control spell.
Okay.
So I'm actually just going to do that normal because I want to save my determination points. So that is a...
Whatever for.
I have a feeling it's going to be a fun and interesting time. That's why.
Quick, take control of my mind so I can take an extra shot each turn.
I don't think that's how that works. Alright, and I'd like to get my... have mind control 7. So, max out roll.
Alright, and you have the extras where you don't have to wait the time?
No, I do. I am seeing if I can actually do it. I'm doing just regular spell casting instead of burning off the determination point.
Gotcha. So you have to make the roll.
Yeah.
And what was the level of the?
At 7.
At 7. All right, so I got to roll a d6 plus your 7. All right, you successfully prep the spell, and it will be ready for you next round.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the last bunyip goes. I had the bunyips all going at once. That's not how they're supposed to work. Well, 2 of them do work just like that. So the bunyip that stands up, this would be when he would actually supposed to have been going. And then we're back at the top of the order with Muckboot.
So do I need to, looking at Wolfwitch, do I need to shoot that bunyip in front of you?
I would appreciate it.
Bang, it's dead.
Are you shooting it with a lethal round?
Oh, sorry. Boom, it's blasted. My bad. That was my fault. I got used to a very specific way. Did I minimum roll twice in a row at shoot these bunyips? There is a curse.
I mean, a minimum roll for you shooting your gun is still...
Yes, it's still impossible for them to dodge it. I know. But, but I'm still annoyed.
Alright. And then if they roll their strength versus...
Oh, wait, shoot. Oh, no. Well, I changed it back because I forgot I'd be continuing to do... Just ignore the word killing that. It's the same number, it's just got a different name.
And this wouldn't be... I said strength. This would be the amount of damage you did. Okay, that's 6, so yeah, that's right.
It's still a 6. Everything's still correct in the number.
I got you.
Which is why I'm not re-rolling.
Oh, wait, I think I had the bunyip strength one too high.
6 strength is pretty strong. I think it would pick up a car.
It's supposed to be 5. Which means it gets under you, so yeah. So it goes flying off the highway.
Spot on.
And like I said, this was a kind of an upraised section of highway, so it goes off and kind of.
Continue your casting, dear Magister.
You're not 100% sure it would have survived that fall, but you figure, gravity killed it, not me. So.
If it has the intelligence to know, to understand all the relevant forces that I applied to kill it, then it's smart enough to know it shouldn't have been fighting me.
That's it. It falls. It curses the earth. You're the reason 2020 is 2020.
Thanks.
Muckboot, world's most despised villain.
I'll go to a different planet.
There's other worlds than this. Snapdragon.
All right, so I need to roll to see if I can continue my emotion or my pheromones effect. I need to make another test. As I do so, given that Jimbo has just asked to pardon himself, and as he continues about his what is it that he said he had to smash.
He had to take care of this pest, and he gestured towards Red Ensign.
Oh, okay. Yes, of course. Right. So I think she'll try to continue talking, but loudly enough so that hopefully the Red Ensign can hear, and Snapdragon will say something to the effect of, dowdy fellow, trying to maintain the air of politeness that Jimbo responded to me with, and say that we folk are easily startled by beings as mighty and statuesque as yourself, and perhaps if we can just pause for a minute just to talk things over, the fellow in the red tights will stop pestering and hear and try to listen to what brings you to this fine land. And in that way, I was wondering if I could tap 2 qualities to spend 2 determination points to boost up this roll. I'd like to tag Royal Dryad just by carrying on my demeanor of royal civility. And then Stranger to the Surface roll to kind of play up her curiosity about Jimbo, and hopefully get him to pause long enough. If the pheromones actually take hold, get him to pause enough to actually talk things out and delay and continue his rampage for at least a little while, and maybe make him persuadable to other actions of my choosing.
Now, I know you can spend multiple determination in a round, but can you spend it on the same roll?
Oh, okay. That's a good question.
Also, as another question, Mike, are the pheromones visible in any way? Like, are they noticeable? Are they just...
They may very well be, because it's basically like a pollen. So yeah, it would be visible.
I would like Muckboot to make a roll to be aware of that. If
No, you make an awareness roll to see if you see the little sparkles. And you've been hanging out with Snapdragon. You know what the little sparkles are if you notice.
Yeah, you know what the deal is. So if you're concerned about me ever pulling the whammy, I would only assume that we've already had that discussion. And
Muckboot's concern about you roofing everyone you talk to is there.
I suspect that she may have been a little cavalier at the beginning of your journeys together, but she's since learned to,
Oh yeah. It's like, to stop a fight, totally throw in some custom-made drugs.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you probably did have to have that conversation, but
yeah.
she would not have.
Gotta sit her down. Gotta set her down. And go, look,
Yeah.
sweetie, pumping everyone with laughing gas so they like you. It's not real friendship.
Well, it's really more an essence of royal command. She always envisions it as just like an extension of her royal birthright to command lesser beings. Not in a malicious way.
It's like being born really handsome. I get it. It's a
Exactly.
natural part of you.
Exactly.
Okay.
But also but anyway.
What's the ruling?
Yes, you can spend as many determinations as you want. The only limit is you can only tap each quality once. And you're tapping 2 different qualities, so you're good.
Okay. So hopefully this will take, because I can't keep. I gotta save some for the finale. Gotta save some determination for the finale. So, a motion control. Oh wait, I didn't get to add the bonus. Should I just do that manually with that roll? Because it would have been +4. So that would be
So that just makes that a 12 then.
12. Or,
Well, you said 9, and then you said you were adding 2 plus 2s to it, right?
yeah. So we can make that a 13 and see what Jimbo responds with.
Yeah, right. You're right. It'd be 13. Yeah. All right, and his awareness was a +3, I believe.
Okay. Well, that's a massive success. Places the emotional quality on the target. Concentrate to maintain it for the entire chapter. All right. Well.
All right. So you are trusty. So you're making him trust you.
Is, like I guess it calls Snapdragon is likable and trustworthy.
Well, congratulations, you now have a pet bunyip.
No, it's the giant. She was interacting with.
Giant.
The bunyip is in the range. It
I
can
don't
smell.
think Wolfwitch, could have a pet bunyip. That might be kind of cool.
What would you name a pet bunyip?
Bunyan.
Are they sentient? Are bunyips sentient, or are they just basically pieces?
What I've read on them, they tend to be like ambush predators, basically. They tend to drag you down in the water. It's a boogeyman story to make children not play near the water. Is really what it comes off as, because it's Australia. You got plenty of dangerous stuff that is in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of real dangerous stuff besides the mythological creatures.
Yep. You got the crocodiles, the venomous mammals, all kinds of stuff. Snakes galore. He's clearly keeping an eye on the red ensign. He's not going to. He's not going to ignore it if the ensign attacks him or if anybody else attacks him. But he seems willing to spend some time speaking with you.
Hopefully, the red ensign overheard and.
You see him kind of pull up and drift back a little bit. He doesn't know exactly what you're doing, but he gets the kind of gist of what you're doing.
Okay.
And you had Snapdragon asked him what he was doing, or what had brought him here. Oh, he was invited from his land here by a helpful wise man and how would he have seen the mischief, the trickster god, and his pretty assistant. They had some enemies here that they could use some help with, and I was told there would be good hunting in the area. And they're right. There are people everywhere. Human people, not people like yourself.
Hunting people is bad.
Wait, hold on. Is he a person? You gotta correct it. Hunting other sentient creatures is wrong.
It is the right of all sentient creatures to get in my belly.
Just because you said people to him is not people to you. People to you is not people to him. You gotta say sentient being. That's a broader term, it's a generalization that lets you cover a larger area. And also means the bird people will not hunt you for sport.
And that's why I should have
Because
finished
you
high
know
school.
letters. What the fuck is a high school?
That's what I said.
All right, so that was
not for rich people.
Snapdragon's turn. His turn comes along. Since he's not being attacked, he's sitting there talking to Snapdragon about, this old wise man and his, pretty assistant came and they offered me this good hunting ground, Told me I might have to scrap with, with some people of theirs, or some enemies of theirs. I didn't expect him to be as annoying as that guy. Points over the red ensign.
he looks annoying. I'm gonna eye him over, and I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that he is pleasing to the eye.
Oh yeah, he's typical superhero buff. Let's see. Oh, now it's the platypus's go.
Hooray, my favorite hero.
Alright, so the platypus was looking at land shark like, yeah, I can touch my
assuming-
toes. What?
I was assuming the platypus isn't buff.
That's a good question.
He's a little barrel-chested, but no, he looks pretty muscular. You know, the suit's not skin tight, but
I can see it now. Hey, platypus.
are you flapping your arms like a bird? Are you supposed to be a bird? Your bill's on wrong. But after showing you that he could indeed touch his toes like you were doing, well, you know, from his angle, he couldn't see exactly what he was doing up there on the roadway, but he dives into the ground and moves into the next area. Oops. And you see that bunyip that got up. You see the ground suddenly gets loose under him. He kind of slips down into the ground.
Here, what? A land shark? I don't get it.
Sharks don't swim on the land, mate. Oh crap! I'm blanking on the singer's name now. Sang Margaritaville.
Oh, Jimmy Buffett.
Gary Buffett, thank you. He does have that one song that talks about
Yeah.
sharks that swim on the land.
And he has a beer called Land Shark Ale.
Oh, I
Yes.
think you had mentioned that before. Yep.
I snapped a picture of that before. I didn't realize that was Jimmy Buffett's.
Yeah, it actually is. It's by the Margaritaville Brewery.
Nice.
It's pretty tasty. If you ever get a chance, if you're a beer drinker.
Ooh, that one worked pretty well. So you see him hit the ground. He tunnels over to the other side. You see the ground get kind of soft under the bunyip. It slips down and then solidifies with just its head sticking out. And then the platypus pops up next to it and starts dusting his hands off.
Oh, sure. Do exactly what I was trying to do with Jimbo. But failed.
Yeah, he's far enough away from you now he can't hear you talking. So he's just complimenting himself on his brilliant idea. Somebody should really do that to the giant. And it's Land Shark's turn.
Okay, well, we kind of have the giant. He is engaged and pretty much subdued. He's having a conversation with Snapdragon right now.
Mhm.
So I don't think it would be prudent to keep attacking him while she's being the voice of reason. So I think I'm gonna I'm trying to find a good batch of bunyips.
There's still a
Nearby.
squad of them down here with some civilians in the area.
Oh, I need to do it without civilians around.
There's this. She's got one. The blue-haired lady has got one boxed up in this it's like walls of light, kind of holding it in. But there's still one over there with her loose. The third one that had been over there with her has fallen off the side here. So,
But there's not those are individual bunyips. That's not they're not groups of them, right?
this one here is groups. This one has more or less broken up into three individuals.
I'm going to try and go for the group as long as I'm not. Because basically, what I want to do is do an earth attack that kind of punches them and knocks them into the air.
Okay.
If I can do that to the whole group, as opposed to going over there and doing a punch. Which
Yeah, that'll work.
Kind of trying to do the henchman attack thing.
Just kind of making the earth pop them.
Yeah.
I got you. All right, coordination. Or it does like telekinesis. We could do coordination, or we could do. Well, let's see. You're attacking them at a distance, so this is kind of like a blast or something. Let me see what all extras you've got on that.
It depends on if you want to. I don't have an extra that would really. It'd be a generic earth attack. It'd be like using my earth attack for a punch. But that's really not, you know, a standard extra listed for it.
Yeah, with what you've got there, making a flat-out attack with it would require you to burn determination for a power stunt. Though if you just wanted to try to bind them all, you know,
I mean,
the ground just grows up around them or something.
I can always do a trimmer too. I just really wanted to send them flying in the air. I thought that would be funny.
So you did get a trimmer or something called a trimmer. What was that?
Yeah, I do have the trimmer extra.
And what does that do?
That basically knocks them down, would send them prone. I don't think it would hurt them.
Okay. But it means they couldn't do anything else for a round. It would make it easier for the lady trying to shoot them.
It would.
That would be useful, or you could try binding them. Either one.
Or maybe I'll just show off my muscles, and I'll just go ahead and do the attack on one. Just punch it and send it flying as far as I can.
Okay. So you could do like the platypus and tunnel up under him and come up punching, or?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
Just because this is all about showing up the platypus.
So we'll just drop you over here next to him. And give me an old attack roll.
Oh.
And I believe they've got a prowess of 4.
There you go, buddy.
I think Muckboot's about to have something to say when he sees this.
Alright, and you do like 8 points of damage with a punch or something? 8 or 9? Uh-oh, is Curtis frozen up on us?
He's back.
I think he may have.
Are you with us, Curtis?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I the last thing I heard was I think Muckboot's got something to say, and then I thought he was waiting on you. But my internet gets kind of funky. I don't know why
Yeah.
Cox cable would be unstable, but it
appears to be.
It appears to be.
Alright,
I
so
said Muckboot's probably gonna have something to say after you hit it.
so you got an 11, he got a 9. So that's definitely hit. You do what, 8 points of damage with a punch? 9?
Yeah. Yes, they do 8.
Alright. So yeah, you knock yours clean out. It goes flipping up through the air as you catch it under the chin.
Ah!
Landshark gets this one moment of ha! And then it lands and crushes the top of a car, and the car's alarm starts going off. Nobody was in the car. But...
And you will hear Muckboot shout from the distance. If you can hit things that hard, why do you waste time with the earth moving when you can't control it? Just punch things real hard.
Dude, I'm just trying to be cool, alright?
You can be cool by beating them up. Don't do the earth tunneling right now.
Alright, then the blue-haired chick. Alright. She's got her last one boxed up. So those are effectively eliminated. Then her sister gets a good lick on another bunyip. So there is one bunyip left over in that area. And then let's see, then it's the Bunyip's turn. But that group is gone. Go ahead and delete them off the order. Land Shark, you got a Bunyip running up to bite you.
Back off, Bunyip. I know shark foo.
I had forgotten about Shark Foo. He got an 8. That'll be versus your prowess. And you beat him by 1, so yep. You strike your Shark Foo pose, but when he goes to bite it out of hand, you pull it back out of the way and he misses. Let's see.
And Bunyip is such a fun name to say.
Yep. Also, out of the list of names that I saw, you can call these things. It's the easiest one to pronounce, so that's the one I'm going with. I ain't great at pronouncing English. I really ain't great at pronouncing other folks' stuff. As you do that, you see Walkabout clearing out the last few bystanders, including one teenager he was hiding in some bushes, but he wasn't trying to run away. He was trying to film it all.
Well, at least I didn't drop the Bunyip on him.
Yep. In fact, Land Shark, you're pretty sure he'd have gotten a good view of your entrance. And you were between him and the car, so maybe he didn't get the recording of it landing on the car.
We're going to be on TV.
Yeah, there's probably a news chopper flying around by this point. Because Jimbo he's big, but he's not as big as like Skyscraper when y'all fought him or anything. You know, he is not taller than the hospital itself. So a news chopper can fly around in relative safety.
I'm curious how big he was.
Like a 12-foot man.
He's about 4 stories tall at the moment. I say at the moment. He's not one that
pretty
actually
big.
changes
That's
size.
pretty big.
Yeah, it's still good size, but it's not.
Not even 1950s Godzilla then.
No. Original King Kong, baby.
Right.
His original King Kong wasn't that big. Let's see. Then it's Red Ensign's turn. He kind of drifts down to the ground next to Platypus, and they start talking quietly. Both of them are kind of looking up at Snapdragon and Jimbo.
Probably talking about how cool I am.
Snapdragon, you might be able to hear them. They're just kind of discussing, what do you think she's doing to him? I don't know, she seems to have him calm at least.
What are you doing, dog?
Wolfwitch, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to hit one of the Bunyips with a mind control spell.
Okay.
That's mind control versus willpower.
Oh, I bet Bunyips have a ton of willpower. Alright, they've got a 2.
Ooh, they might beat that.
No, they've got a 2 willpower, so plus a d6, that'd come out with 2 and 8 at best. And they didn't roll their best. So you beat him by 4. So the last loose and conscious Bunyip down here is now under your control.
And this is where she gets her Bunyip pet.
Temporarily.
It'll be very displeased once it comes out of this. But for now, it's wagging its, thick crocodile-like tail. Is Wolfwitch going to alert anybody that she's got it mind control?
Yes. Let everybody know that it's mine for the moment.
All right, that's back to the top of the order. Cause Wolf Witch Wraps is y'all's cleanup batter basically. So what's old Muckboot gonna do?
Muckboot will travel down to the Red Ensign and Platypi.
Okay.
And, say hello.
Hello, sir. You let's see. Have you shot anything in his direction that he'd have seen? Yeah, you're the one that knocked the bunyip close to him, so he'd have probably seen that you were firing something weird. When you're firing that concussive blast or whatever it is, does your gun still look like a flintlock at that point, or does it morph out when you do that?
It still holds a flintlock-like appearance.
Okay.
It's more or less just like when it starts using way too much energy and I'm doing way too much stuff with it, it'll start looking like it normally looks. Which is a bit more robust and cubic than a flintlock rifle.
He goes from looking like a flintlock rifle to one of the guns. What's his name? Eric Liefeld used to draw back in the 90s. Where all of Cable's guns were these square bread box shaped things.
Well, it's still somewhat rifle shaped, but very cubish.
Does Muckboot also have pouches?
Is it feet?
Okay, I enjoy mocking Rob Liefeld as much as Stan Lee does, but we've got to get off this.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, you kind of hustle down there. Red Ensign nods as you walk up.
Yeah, we came here with a guy named Walkabout, trying to help him with the situation. We're just kind of here by accident, hoping to help out. She's just gonna try to calm him down, see if she can't redirect him somewhere else, and then Muckboot will fire behind him at one of the bunyips that Landshark is fighting.
Landshark knocked his out. The green-haired lady knocked one out, and the only other one is mind control.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate for that mind-controlled one.
Oh,
You were right next to Wolf Witch when she announced that she'd controlled it.
Yes, I was. This does not stop my decision.
Okay. Sorry, Zach, you don't get to play with your pen. Though, from where you're standing... Let's see, actually, there'd be a building in the way from where you're standing there.
Never mind.
Y'all were up on like the raised freeway over there where the yellow was.
Alright, never mind then.
Because that's all parking lot there, and then that's the mental health building there.
I understand I'm not allowed to shoot things.
You can shoot the giant. The giant is just right there.
we just
And I
got
could
him
probably
calmed
kill
down.
the giant.
You could
The
always hold
giant
my-
right there.
You can hold your shot and be ready to fire if my attempts.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely prepped and ready to crack a shot on a large, small armed man.
So, the platypus is asking you, so, how long can your friend keep him calmed down?
That's a question I don't really have the answer to.
I
'Cause,
think
it's kind of more a thing of just, it changes your attitude a bit. So like, as long as nothing from the outside affects him and he doesn't get too hungry, probably will keep the same attitude he's got right now. As long as no one shoots anything at him or he suddenly has a bout of botulism, he'll be fine.
Red Ensign's like, we need to check and make sure nothing got into the hospital, but I hate to leave while he's still out here in case your friend loses control. Would you mind?
Oh, well, I mean, you can trust her. She's an Earth princess. She's very powerful.
Wait a moment. Are you able to punch a mountain in half?
Who are you asking?
Red Ensign.
I'm pretty strong. I'm not punching mountain in half, no.
You can go ahead. Land Shark, you're on babysitting duty. Get over here in a natural way. Do not try to impress the other Earth mover. You can walk, you have legs.
Fine, he'll take, exaggerated steps.
He's like,
You're taking the pro wrestling walk.
I can't believe Muckboot trusts me to babysit.
I trust you to be able to punch hard.
If Snapdragon tells you to punch hard, punch hard.
I trust you the exact same amount as I trust Aquaman in space. I know you can punch real hard.
Alright. So who's staying out on babysitting duty? Who's going to run into the hospital?
Wolf Witch is heading to the hospital atop her bunyip mount.
It is big enough for you to ride and strong enough to carry you. She hops on top of her bunyip and he goes, yip, yip.
Yeah, I tell you, it's a cool visual.
Let's see, Walkabout comes over there with y'all. Red Ensign, since you've got somebody babysitting, Red Ensign's going to go inside.
Muckboot will mention the Red Ensign. Please explain to the people inside that she's riding a mic, that the bunyip she's riding does not mean she controls all of them. I don't want a miscommunication to happen and her get shot at.
Right, oh, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see, the Southern Lights.
Oh Lord, I've put them in the same group. Not my way is this decision.
Let's see, the Southern Lights like to fly around, and they're going to be constricted inside. The Platypus is heading inside.
Because he's not cool enough to guard Jimbo.
He pats Land Shark on the shoulders and right. Oh yeah, have fun babysitting, mate. Real work got to be done.
Alright, now that was just insulting. I mean, watching a giant man that can eat people is kind of important, Land Shark. He's just being an asshole now. Like, I thought you were being, like, kind of uppity and petty. Never mind. He's petty, too. Congratulations.
Land
y'all are on
Shark
the same
started
level.
it, though.
Land Shark tried to look cool and then got insulted. He never said, watch me, I'm better than you. I don't think. Don't be paying too much attention. He's kind of like a 4-year-old. Just let him do their thing over there.
Alright. As you rush up to the front of the hospital, is Muckboot going in the hospital or staying outside?
Muckboot will stay. Muckboot will wish Wolf Witch well and then stay outside watching the giant.
Okay.
Because there's just more bunyips inside. I'm pretty sure they can handle it. The giant is the unknown equation that was fighting a flying brick house.
Walkabout will probably go in with him then. You run up to the front door of the hospital. The glass doors have been busted in. You can hear these horrible sounds that the bunyips are making outside, but it's louder and it echoes. You hear people screaming. It looks like some nurses have closed themselves up in a room and are like, the bunyip's kind of hitting at the door and trying to get the door open, and they're clearly on the other side pushing it shut, trying to put furniture behind it. and you've got a the gift shop to one side. They barricaded it, and there's another bunyip patrolling outside that door trying to get in. So as you walk in, you see two groups of people hold out with two bunyips kind of keeping them pinned in. They turn around as the mess of folks walk in. They seem to be a little confused about there being a bunyip on y'all side.
It's under control for right now. I pet its neck.
No, I meant the two bunyips that are already inside seem confused to see a bunyip on your side.
I'm sorry.
The people are all closed up in rooms trying to keep the bunyips out.
I get off the bunyip, tap its shoulder, and point at one of the other bunyips and say, "Eat it."
Eat it.
It charges forward, and they start. It's almost like seeing two cats or two dogs fight. You really can't tell who's hurting who, but.
Well, the good thing is they're both hurting each other, and that's what I want.
Let's see. Muckboot's outside. Snapdragon. You got this guy under control for the chapter, right? Or not under control, but
the quality is in effect. Whether I have him under control,
okay,
may be up for debate. I'm ready to. If I need to give any more direct thing, I'm ready with a persuasion attempt. But for now, he definitely trusts and he definitely likes and trusts me for the entire chapter / scene, which means, and I can tag that for free. So anytime I try to do anything, that would apply to. I guess +2. And I just remembered I have the attractive max. So if Jimbo would find me appealing, that could give me another +2.
I believe he would. He was interested in taking two humans as wives in his story, so.
Well, surely a Princess of Rhino would be quite a catch.
Well, he commented on you being fair when he first saw you, so.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
Or something to that effect, anyway.
Yeah, since he had just talked about coming here for the good sporting, for the good hunting, what Snapdragon might do next is kind of talk about how, basically, oh well, I'm afraid your friends, the wise man and the pretty assistant, I think they kind of sold you a bill of goods. You see, the hunting within those walls over there, it's barely worth talking about. I mean, half of them are sick and bedridden. It's no sporting at all. It would surely make for poor hunting, especially for such a formidable person as yourself.
He turns around, he kind of kneels down, he kind of squints like he's trying to look into one of the windows. A lot of them are laying in beds. It's the middle of the day. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that's not because they're sleepy. They're people who are sick and in need of healing, and surely would not provide barely the merest scrap of a moment of hunting distraction for one such as yourself. So
you won't healthy prey.
Yes,
old man may have been trying to poison me and make me sick. On the other hand, the ones that are running around out here seem to be healthy enough.
Oh well, I don't see anyone running around anymore. I believe if he's talking about the civilians, I'm hoping at this point,
the civilians have pretty well cleared out. You do hear some sirens in the distance, but though he does keep looking over at like Landshark and Muckboot and that whole group that's in there. The hunting may not be rich, but are you hungry? I could cook you up something. And he gestures over to all your buddies.
I don't think I like the way he was looking at us.
I hear that there's some fine eatings. It's quite several leagues. Often I point in some random direction. Very delicious beings known as I think they call them kangaroos here. If you want good eating, perhaps that might be a better direction for you to spout off to.
Muckboot is going to whisper to Landshark. Yeah, this is starting to turn into her trying to trick him. You're gonna want to get ready to punch.
Right.
She's not really trying to get him to eat kangaroos, is she?
I mean, if that would work, yeah, she probably is. But
What
now
what
it's
about
turning
the
into longer keeps
kangaroos?
doing stuff. This probably ain't gonna work out. Get ready to punch.
He told you. Oh yeah, you know, he often hunts kangaroo. I mean, it's
Well,
they're good eating, but there's looks like there's some good eating just right here. Just need to get my leg loose.
Looks pretty gamey. I mean, that one's covered in dirt, and that one. Trust me, I travel with him. He hasn't. I don't think he showered once in the time in the many leagues we've spent traveling together. I don't think he'd be very happy.
Dirt's only on the skin. Once you skin them, that's not an issue.
Well,
All right, now, Muckboot will shout. Both y'all calm down. That one's afraid of water,
Aw.
and I shower weekly.
Whether I need it or not.
And also, don't act like you're all tough and mighty just because you want to hunt and eat me. 1,700 different species have tried to do that.
Land Shark will speak up. Land Shark say, "Hey, I haven't been homeless in years. I shower even if I'm afraid of water. I just don't take baths."
I'm proud of you, and it takes a lot of courage to admit to that. As Muckboot puts his hand on your shoulder.
The two sisters just kind of looking at each other, like they're wondering if all the Yank superheroes are this weird.
A little bit, yeah.
Muckboot will turn and look at them. What? He's talking about eating us. I mean, this ain't the weirdest conversation I've had today.
One of them's like, "Oh yeah, he's probably a giant out of some of the old stories. Yeah. Though he died in the story, so I don't know how he's here."
Like, so what kind of seasoning salt do you think you would taste best with, Muckboot?
I ain't gonna sit here and have a conversation about cannibalism. That's just weird.
No, I'm just thinking I would taste better with Lowry's.
There ain't a spice on this planet that would make it taste good to me.
Where I come from, there are these great thunder lizards, like what used to roam around here, except they're still quite bountiful in the land I come from. Now that is a hearty meal. Much like in the documentaries, the Flintstones that air over in the country that we come from, that we had been traveling through.
She's been on a boomerang kick.
Tying it back into Australia.
The show, not the. He turns to this. There's a television channel called Boomerang.
They're just both looking at you like, "Not, yeah, we're aware. We have cable over here."
Yeah, Snapdragon will start telling a tale of all the wondrous creatures of Rhinoon and how delicious they are. Hopefully, in an attempt to keep our friend Jimbo distracted and bamboozled.
All right, give me a willpower roll as you're basically trying to keep him busy socially.
The +2 for being likable and trustworthy.
Yes, that would absolutely factor into this.
All right, so I'm gonna do this manually. Roll.
Can I just start punching him now?
Well, I guess nothing can stop you from doing that. Well, I generated an 11 total.
All right. I think his no, it's not his awareness, it's his willpower. So what was his willpower?
Oh, I forgot the willpower. No, I didn't. Wait. Oh, I think I did this wrong. It looks like I just added a... Wait a minute. My willpower is 5. I should have added...
Oh, should have been rolling it out.
I did that wrong. Let me read. First of all, I think I put the command in wrong, but let me...
Okay.
Is it /roll 1d6? And then plus... let's see. My willpower is 5, and then another 4, so 9. Did I type in that correctly? /roll 1d6 plus 9.
I think you just typed in 1 + 6 + 4 without making it dice, so it just counted those numbers together.
Yeah,
It's
so
what
I'm
it
just
happened.
counting that. So let's see what happens there. Okay. I think
Okay, that one I think you got it right there. So yeah, you beat him pretty handily, so you keep him distracted. You know, he does manage to get his leg. He does manage to get his leg up out of the ground while he's talking to you, though.
Okay. But I've got him, like, hopefully, the effect I'm going for is to have him drooling over the visual imagery of Rhino's finest wildebeests and whatnot that he will be thinking about. He'll be thinking about the bird in the bush rather than the one in hand, or you know what I'm trying to say. I hope. Anyway, that's what Snapdragon is. And meanwhile,
Bird hand, bush, 2 stone.
exactly.
All right. Inside the hospital, the platypus goes after one of the bunyips. The one not fighting another bunyip. He rolled a 1 on his dice, but so did the bunyip. So that means he beat it by 1. So he does his little poison kick thing. It growls, and then a second later starts yelping as the poison kicks in. Then it's land sharks go.
Well, I'm still out with Jimbo.
So
And I would really like to punch. Wait, he broke free of the earth, didn't he?
yeah, he yanked his leg out, but he's still just standing there talking to Snapdragon about the delicious food, delicious beasts they have in Raynoon. Particularly the thunder lizards she was talking about, or thunder beast, or whatever they were. He's never seen the like of that. But some of the spirits that were old when he was young spoke of such things.
I will sort of give Muckboot a side glance, and I've got my fist clenched, ready to punch. But I am going to be good and restrain myself, at least for the moment, and hold my attack and wait and see if things start to go bad.
Okay. Let's see. Both the sisters are. One of them moves down here, so if it gets bad, the sisters are in a position to kind of flank.
Yeah, I mean, I've got myself close, so I can do a melee attack.
Okay. The bunyip that was attacked by your bunyip attacks. And does some damage to the mind-controlled one. Not enough to take him out, though. Walkabout disappears. And through the blocked-up windows in the gift shop, you see him moving around in there. So, as is his want, he is clearing out civilians. Red Ensign flies over and tries to punch the one that the platypus is fighting. And goes ahead and takes it out. Wolfwitch, you're up.
I suppose I'm just gonna let my bunyip keep trying to maul the other bunyip.
Okay, we're just gonna let your bunyip go on your turn for simplicity's sake. He's not doing too well against the other bunyip. And then we're back up to Muckboot and Snapdragon. So outside... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just for my turn, I would like to attempt to do to prepare and set a condition upon myself.
Okay, what are you trying to do?
Just set up stable footing for a shot. Instead of just standing straight up, kind of dig my heels in, prep against something.
Okay.
Get everything lined up and ready for a shot.
Okay, I don't have any trouble with that. Let's see. Give me a roll with your shooting.
Oh.
Adorable.
All right, you can tap. So basically, you've given yourself the stable footing quality that you can tap 3 times for free.
Nice.
Using your shooting skill because it's because of that you know how to brace up. So you're not pointing the gun at him, but you're ready to kind of drop into a stance.
Yeah, just making it easier than trying to like shoot on the run or.
Yeah.
It's like how a sniper, he could stand and shoot, but if he sets up, he's clearly gonna have a better shot.
Mm-hmm. And then Snapdragon, are you just continuing to keep him occupied?
Indeed.
Okay.
Plus, it's nice to be able to talk about my homeland this way. In fact, I was trying to think if I could tie in, like, I think I'm good for now. Yeah, I'll just keep on keeping on. I was thinking about if I could tie in like what I'd written up about the Rainbow Serpent and Rhino, but I don't know if there's like I don't know if there's going to be a good way to do that. So I'm fine just continuing to keep him just because I've been.
And he's asking questions about the animals and their hunting and their habits and
Landshark, of course, will insert himself into the conversation a little bit. He'll be like, those Brontosaurus those Brontosaurus steaks on the Flintstones did look good.
Indeed. Imagine you need to bulk up when you're operating those foot operated vehicles, the foot operated conveyances that they use. Quite lots of protein.
Now Tharded Jimbo starts asking you questions like, how to get to your land? Sounds like there's ample hunting there.
Oh, I knew this was going to happen. Well, you know what? This is where here is where I can get into the legend or our version of the Rainbow Serpent. Well, our peoples used to live on the surface like eons ago, and we were guided to the deepest part of the earth, even deeper than Hades, our underworld, by a goddess we called Iris. She led us there, guided us, and she was guided by a great rainbow. Guided us through the tunnels of the earth, deep into a land that we turned into a vast underground garden, and that is Rhino, my homeland, where I was born. And I don't know if basically I took the idea of the Rainbow Serpent always like burying underneath, burying tunnels under the ground, and rumors that it came from like a deep underground water hole, and then tied it into Iris, which is the Greek goddess of the rainbow. And yeah, it came up with a story where she had led the Dryads to deep into the earth to found Rhino, basically at the behest of Hera, for reasons unknown only to her. So it's kind of more like a parallel thing. Both sharing the symbology of the rainbow and bringing of life deep within the earth. So whether they're the same force and different tales of the same force, or just a matter of I don't know, cosmic synchronicity. That I guess that's for the philosophers to decide. But I would mention that as how her people, the Dryads, had traveled down to Rhino, and she would suppose that if one were to want to go back there again, Well, perhaps I can invite you as my as an honored guest the next time I return home, which may not be for a while. I've been traveling the surface world for a while, but if we are to part as friends, that is certainly something I could offer you at some point in the future to be an honored guest of the court. We can go on grand rural hunting expeditions. Of course, that would mean you don't get to trash the hospital and the people within, of course.
He's like, yeah, if it's full of sickness, I don't want to eat that.
Here, here.
And then we cut to the platypus. Let's see. He rushes up to the door that the bunyip was trying to get into. Starts talking to the people inside, gets the door open, and he starts ushering the people outside. One of the nurses, you hear one of the, any other inside, hear one of the nurses tell him that two men got in the elevator. Two men came in with those creatures and then took the elevator upstairs. From what she says, it doesn't sound like they had any of the bunyips with them when they got in the elevator. Let's see. Land Shark's turn. But Curse has stepped away, and it's the two. Then we get down to the two bunyips that are still fighting over on one side of the lobby. Hey, and the mind-controlled bunyip managed to avoid getting hurt.
Yay.
Walkabout has finished clearing out one side. Red Ensign zips over to the elevator and hits the button. Then it is Wolf Witch's turn.
I'm gonna walk over to the elevator with Red Ensign.
Alright. Hey, and your mind-controlled bunyip finally takes the other one out.
Yay.
It's sitting
I'll
there, got it by
cut
the
up
throat,
my,
just shaking its head.
Nice. How cut up is the bunyip?
Oh, it's pretty bad. It you know, once its target is dead and it sees you walking towards the elevator, it starts limping after you.
I'll let it. But can it actually fit on the elevator? This thing's pretty big.
It can fit in the elevator, but only a couple of y'all could fit with it. Which, to be fair, it's only you, Ensign, and the platypus. Walkabout can get between floors on his own if he needed to.
Alright.
You could probably all cram in there, you know.
Right.
Red Ensign's floating up in the air above everybody else, up against the ceiling.
Are you comfortable up there?
It'll be fine.
Are you sure? I mean, you can just break its neck if you want to. I'm not attached to it. It's a means to an end.
He looks at you like, maybe in the heat of battle I'd do something like that. Just besides, some bunyips are cursed. You gotta be careful with them. Or some bunyips will curse you.
I can lift curses for a price.
Him and the platypus kind of exchange looks, and the platypus kind of leans forward. Are you the devil? You talk about prices and snapping necks, and are you the devil?
Well, I mean, the Wehrmacht had that opinion back in '44, but that's another story. Also, my last landlord. Let's move on.
Too bad Land Shark stopped there.
So y'all ride the elevator up.
It'd be like Jay's Bisabuela because called her worse.
The elevator seems to struggle a little bit. As you know, you've got the equivalent of, 2 people and a tiger standing in this thing. Ensign asks you, any idea what these people are doing here?
They're after a man named Tennant. Long and short, it's something of a family feud. And what were the ancestor spirits called?
Oh,
Ancestor spirits? Or do you mean the one that's helping the old man?
The one that's helping the man.
Demopine.
Bamapama Pana. Bamapana. How do you pronounce that? Okay, he's like an old trickster. Wait, you said Tenant?
Yes.
He makes a quick. He pulls out some kind of communication device. It's shaped about like a cell phone, but what little bit you see of the screen does not look like anything Apple or Android or anything you've seen before. He's like, crap.
What's the matter?
Aloysius, according to this, Aloysius Tennant is here for some cancer treatments. Old Al's a retired politician. And, well, any of us natives could potentially have a beef with him.
Oh, yes, I understand that rather thoroughly.
He kind of floats over and hits another button.
But yes, Banapana. The name of the trickster god has tossed his hat in with a certain person who has a grudge against Mr. Tennant. Oh, okay, lift you up. Is that better?
Daddy's freaking her out. He's clearly talking to people that aren't here. What's wrong with you? Anyway, he tells you, Tennant's on the 4th floor, so. And, so, you ride in the elevator, you got the little elevator music playing. When the door opens, you see a hospital cart that's been knocked over. As you start walking through the hallway, the hallways are all empty. All the patient room doors are shut. You get over to a nurse's station, and there's a group of people, presumably all the nurses on the floor. And some of the doctors are basically all kind of sitting behind the nurse's station, and there's a ring of guys with guns doing, basically watching them with the gun pointed at them, though, to stop them from doing anything. And they look like very generic, paramilitary guys.
Ensign, how fast are you exactly?
I don't know. I'm as fast as a fast helicopter.
That is profoundly unhelpful. What kind of scale even is that? Never mind.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10. No, he tells you he's pretty fast.
Do you think you'd be able to disarm all of them before they were able to pop a shot off?
No, there's too many of them. I mean, I might be able to, but I wouldn't be comfortable risking it.
And here I am trying to be a better person. I'm just gonna give the gunman a shout. Excuse me, over here. I have an offer for all of you.
One of the gunmen looks over at you. Yeah,
You
what?
should all leave now, and you might just leave with all your limbs attached.
And you might want to mind your own business.
They're sassy.
You might leave now and before you get caught up in things bigger than you.
I'm sorry, we have a small problem. We got a cranky nugget. Oh.
For a second, there was like, is that Wolf Witch or Zach talking? I'm not sure.
I did for a moment believe that to be Wolfwitch going, we've got a little problem.
Because I could totally see her talking to somebody like that.
It's like, you might get caught up in thinking bigger than you. Wolfwitch looks back at her entire history. I don't think so.
Alright. Do we have a Zach or did he have to step away? Alright, I'm going to assume Zach had to step away. So we're going to step back outside to the group. Police cars are now pulling up. They're getting Jimbo's attention because they've got the bright lights and the sirens are going. They're getting out with guns in hand.
Hey, can you guys tell the cops that everything is under control and I'm actually working out a kind of a diplomatic envoy with and I don't say Jimbo, I say the full and proper name to take him away and visit my homeland of Rhino.
One of the sisters zips over to the cops. The way they react to her, she is clearly a known quantity in the city. She starts very quickly kind of explaining. He gets on the call. You see all the cops, none of them put their guns away, but all of them kind of lower their guns and they turn the sirens off. Yep. They kind of do what Muckboot's doing in that they kind of spread out. They're kind of setting up, but not being aggressive. Though Theridated Jimbo is watching them pretty closely.
I'll kind of, so that the cops can hear me, I'll say, be ready, he eats kangaroos.
Those fighting words.
Will briefly break out of his stance to hold the bridge of his nose.
Theridated does go to say, those guys look pretty healthy. Yeah, they weren't from around here. And he gestures over to the hospital. I bet they'd be fine. You ought to let me cook you up one of those. It might not be your thunder lizards, but I bet you'd be pretty good eating.
Now, why settle for those tiny morsels when if you cave in for those tiny morsels, you're going to miss out on the opportunity of bountiful meat dripping ribs the size of the size of your waist even.
She is making me hungry.
He is looking pretty thoughtful.
Damn.
Give me a willpower roll.
Okay. And if she makes this roll, she might actually need to start the journey now in order to avoid a terrible mishap here. But let's see what happens. / roll 1d6 plus 9.
Goodness.
Yeah, you get him calmed back down.
Okay.
He is getting awful hungry, though. You can hear his stomach rumbling.
Hey, I don't know, maybe... I know I wasn't really expecting to go home so soon, but I wonder if I might need to, because I don't want to risk... so we're getting pretty close to the end of the game session here. So this might actually be a good opportunity to... Snapdragon might be inclined to just, want to, go ahead and then get Jimbo going on that diplomatic envoy now, just to avoid him, because she's not sure she could like keep. She's not sure how if she'll be able to keep him under control, as it were. And she'd hate to see another like big fight break out, especially with all the police here. But understandably, everyone's going to be nervous with this man-eating giant just like hanging out.
Yep.
So, hey, Landshark, Muck, do you? I know this might be a bad time to take off now, but I'm wondering if I take my new friend along with me, maybe I can avoid any further mishaps if you catch my drift.
I'll try and say it so that Jimbo doesn't hear.
Yeah, right.
I'll be like,
yeah, I'll slow down so we're not shouting at each other.
So it's like, what happens if he tries to eat your people?
Oh, don't worry. Trust me. Once he gets an eye load of the Thunder Beasts and whatnot, he's not good. He's not good. That's not going to be concerned. Plus, my people can take care of themselves.
Also, don't we have like a friend who's in the hospital behind us who can get him there in about 15 minutes?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that probably would be the most expeditious way to get him down there. That's a good point. Yeah,
You're welcome, sweetie. I know you're new to this.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let me see if I can talk Jimbo into holding on just a few more minutes, and then Walkabout can take us both to the.
We'll ask him if he can. He may not be able to. He may be a human-only thing. We don't know. Well,
yeah,
take that back. You know, it's not a human-only thing.
There may
Sorry.
be a you must be under.
You.
You must be under this sign to be able to.
Yeah, there might be a weight limit.
All right, but I think Zach's back with us.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll come back into the hospital. So yes, the soldier, the soldier-looking paramilitary-looking guy has just sassed you.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to this level of disrespect. Let me make things more clear.
Really?
And
You dress like that, and you're not used to disrespect?
I'm gonna hit the one who's sassing me with a little bit of mind control.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, your baby hates evil.
She's very upset. Daddy, you cannot suppress people's free will. And in fact, when you reach out, there doesn't seem to be a mind there.
Oh. I walk up and slap one.
It goes poof, and all the rest of them start laughing at you. All in the same voice.
Oh, that was annoying.
And for a second, the nurses are looking at you in absolute horror. You just walked up and disintegrated a man with the flat of your hand. But then all the rest of them start laughing.
Leave.
What did you say?
They're not real. Just leave.
They get up. One of the nurses takes a stapler and tosses it through one of the guys, and he goes poof. And then they all kind of rush out. Anytime they brush one, it poofs. Until there's just one of them standing there still laughing.
Alright, what will it take to make you leave? Without bloodshed.
I don't know. What do you got to offer? Can you make me a better deal than the old man?
What's he offering you?
Part of our deal is I can't tell other people what he's offering me.
Pesky NDAs.
So you just have to start offering me things, and when it reaches a better level than what he's offering, I'll let you know.
Alright, how about this? A mental ride-along for a year and a day. You can experience everything I do without, causing too much of a fuss.
The illusion strokes his chin. What's your typical year like?
As of late, an absurd amount of violence.
Well, that might be entertaining, but
He's besties with Egyptian Avatar.
yeah, he doesn't really care what the young gods get up to these days.
Whippersnappers.
So much romance in your life,
Oh, boy.
Not as of late. I mean,
and by
there was the-
romance, I mean, and he drops, the f bomb because he is the god of
I mean,
curse.
there,
So he has
there
got
was
to work
the
that into his.
prejudice back in the 70s. It ended badly. That's been about it. It's been a very, very long half century.
It's a little curve.
Look, when you get offered a mental ride-along, you ask the terms and conditions.
He doesn't really know what he might be experiencing. That's all.
Now,
You just don't strike me as that interesting.
How frequently do you use the bathroom? All right.
Do you get headaches
experience-
often?
Do you still experience cramps once a month? Yes. Don't want that. Gotta go down the whole list of things.
And he does. He proceeds to come up with this whole list of questions. Well, what kind of food do you like? How often do you eat? What's the temperature like where you live? What's the weather like?
Now, my next question for you is this just a delaying tactic while your little friend goes to murdering a sick man in his hospital bed?
No effing way. No, absolutely not.
I just signal for the rest of the group to follow me, and we head down the hall.
No, wait, don't go. And then once y'all round the corner, he walks over and picks up the nurse's stapler and puts it back on the desk. So y'all are heading down. This is essentially I hesitate to say fancier part of the hospital, but this area. It's all single room, single patient rooms. You get down to one. The patient's name on the door says tenant, a tenant. That's and Red Ensign had already said the guy's name was Aloysius, I think. Or Old Al. As you get there, you hear, as you're approaching the door, you hear the the heart monitor going beep. But as you run in, you see it's flatlined because it's been disconnected. It's not connected. It's not connected to anybody right now. And the window of the room is smashed out. The window would be on kind of this southern side of the hospital, so not where anybody out here would have seen it.
Ah, crap. Stick my head out the window. Do I see any sign of where they went?
Do you have any sort of magical senses?
No, but I snap my fingers, tell the bunyip to leap out the window.
It leaps out the window.
I break my connection with it, and I burn a determination point to cast. I guess just some kind of super sense, far sight, I suppose.
Far sight, or you want like a magical awareness to see if he left the room magically?
Sure, a magical awareness to see if.
Okay.
use magic to leave.
All right. When you turn that on, you can see a trail arcing out the window. You think he may be traveling kind of like walkabout travels. In the previous conversation with like the old man, any of them with proper training can travel like that. Walkabout is just weird because he does it without a whole lot of training and at much, much greater speeds. So essentially, you think he's taking the old man into the Dreamtime. It's probably how he got the guy at the beach away. Now, whether it's the old man that did it or this trickster, either one of them would probably be capable of it. The trickster might be faster. You're really not sure how that works.
Yeah.
And somewhere in this you hear the thump of the bunyip hitting the ground outside. It was a 4-story drop.
Yeah.
Onto asphalt.
Poor Bunyip.
Alas, poor bunyip. We knew him well.
I turn to the ensign real quick. All right, 2 things. Please go retrieve me its fangs. Just the 2 tusks. And where is Walkabout?
We'll say he was following you up there, so he's kind of in the hallway. Yeah, I'm here.
All right, we're going to be of need of your services. He's been taken into the Dreamtime.
Walkabout's kind of squinting at the window. Yeah, I can see a little trail. Can't tell exactly where he's going as of yet, but before Red Ensign steps out the window, he's like, "If pulling those tusks curse me, you're curing it for free. You said you could do that, right?"
Sure, equivalent. Sure, it's a fair trade.
He drops out of sight. Alright, so outside with the giant. More cops are pulling up, but they're keeping their distance. Does Australia have the equivalent of a SWAT team?
Yeah, they're called the Emu Riders.
Actually, they have the Specialist Response Group, SRG. Highly trained police unit of the Australian Federal Police, consisting of a range of teams capable of deploying at short notice in order to undertake a variety of specialist policing tasks.
I like the Emu Riders, though.
It takes courage to ride something that beat you in a war.
That is not factually inaccurate.
Well, since we're not sure how long it'll take Walkabout to get back, I might be inclined to have Snapdragon just depart now. Maybe Walkabout can. Oh boy, I wonder if he can catch up with me at a certain point.
Look, the man traveled halfway around the world in less than a day. Don't worry too much about it.
Yeah, I just don't. Well, I'm more worried about I'm more worried about like a fight breaking out before Walkabout gets back to us. That's all.
So far, the police are hanging back, and the giant's not doing anything, so they do not look like they're wanting to escalate.
So yeah, okay. So even the SWAT team.
Yeah, they're still back there.
Okay, that's cool.
But they've got 2 recognizable superheroes, local superheroes on site.
Right, the sisters are covering us.
All right, so y'all in the hospital. Do y'all go meet back up with your buddies?
Yes.
All right. So y'all mosey back out here. The ensign gives you the 2 teeth.
Thank you. And I just
Or to the tusks.
put them away in my tuck them away in my belt.
belt of holding.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, Authority Jimbo is. He's looking at the big old group of y'all and just licking his lips.
So what's the plan with this one? I asked
Well,
Snapdragon.
Say, Walkabout, I was wondering if you could help us out here. I've invited my new friend here to go on a hunting expedition in the land from which I hail, that being the underground empire of Rhino. How far does your walking about ability extend?
I can go anywhere in the world without too much trouble.
Does that include the world beneath the world?
It should. I can pass through, like if I'm in a building, I can pass through the walls because the walls often don't exactly exist in the Dreamtime. But that's real short distance. I can kind of guess or see where I'm going. I'd need to know where your spot was.
Well, I'm sure I could provide a good or an acceptable navigational direction. It'll be just look straight down, I suppose. That's not. I Snapdragon would try to do her best to give some kind of coordinate direction.
Okay.
Under so many miles underneath such a landmass or such a latitude and longitude, whatever directions she took to get up here in the first place.
Okay. And you need to give him an entrance because he tells you, while buildings haven't existed that long, so he can kind of get around their physicality in the Dreamtime.
Yeah, in fact,
the Earth has been here a long time, so the Earth exists very solidly even there.
Yeah, I wonder if Snapdragon even just recounts the tales of the goddess Iris, and maybe somewhere in that whatever epic poem records that. Maybe there's enough of a descriptor that would give Walkabout what he needs to kind of follow in her footsteps. Possibly.
What you wind up in discussing this with him, what you wind up with is basically you tell him the route you took.
Okay.
And he'll jump y'all there and then through whatever tunnels you used.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before we leave, I think Snapchat will kind of explain. This may take a while. This is kind of like a full. I don't plan on just taking him there and then leave him to his own devices because who knows what trouble he could get into. He's just gonna she's just gonna take him. Fulfill her end of the bargain basically for avoiding a big drawn out growl up above, and I certainly hope that I feel confident that you'll be able to carry forth the rest of the mission, even if I'm not about. And I trust that our paths will meet again, and she'll be talking specifically with Muckboot at this point because he has been her traveling companion so far. I do believe that our paths will cross again, and I trust that you'll be able to keep the feud, the family, the clan, the family feuding. Keep the damage to a minimum up here until it's over, or until I return. Does that sound like I mean, we're getting close to the session, so I don't know if we're going to be wrapping up this part of the adventure soon, but this might be a good break. Either Snapdragon goes on this side quest with Jimbo, and I don't know. I could always, if we continue the Australia adventure, I could always just look up a new character or bring in one of my other existing characters on the fly. But
yeah, because Walkabout could always grab reinforcements from somewhere.
Yeah.
He does know where Wolf Witch's magic shop is.
That's true. But in any event, I think that's what Snapdragon is going to plan for now to keep Jimbo, keep her part of the bargain to Jumbo, and just play real safari guide, I guess. Who knows what wacky adventures they end up on?
Yeah, well, you know, once y'all have hashed out kind of the directions, walkabout's pretty sure he can get y'all there. Despite Jimbo being a giant, it won't be hard for him to travel.
Okay, that's good.
He is naturally more at home in the Dreamtime than the physical world anyway, which actually makes it easier for me to drag him in there and drag him around it once I'm in there. As long as you're confident he's not going to eat me while I'm moving him around.
You have to eat me first. I don't know how reassuring that is, but
He could probably chew us up both at the same time. Okay.
Alternatively, I could knock out a quick portal spell to send you all through. It would have to be one at a time. It would certainly avoid any in-flight snacks, if that's a concern.
that is a concern, is it, there, Jimbo?
No. He's taking me to a good hunting ground.
That I am.
I wouldn't want to get stuck halfway.
That's a good point. like that old Aesop's Fable thing.
Oh, very well.
Muckboot, it's been quite an adventure. It's going to continue. It's going to continue.
Does Muckboot have any goodbyes to
You,
say? Oh, go ahead.
You kind of said a thing that made you sound like you were going to die there. But I understand. Have fun. I'll stick around with these lads, make sure everything's okay here till you get back.
Excellent. Well, hail everybody. Till next time.
Very well.
And then Walkabout takes your hand, and Tharded Jimbo leans down with like one hooked finger that Walkabout kind of grabs. Takes two quick steps forward, and they both kind of blur away, and it was like a slight blur, almost like the if you remember the old Next Generation when Enterprise would take off, it would distort and kind of stretch for a second.
Oh, right.
Except as this distortion snaps back, it kind of fades from view as they fade into the Dreamtime, and with the exception of Wolf Witch, who's got her magic vision turned on, the rest of you can't see him at that point. The Wolf Witch, you notice the platypus his head seems to travel with them, so you get the impression he may be able to see it about like you do.
Is there anything the platypus can't do?
Lay warm-blooded give birth to warm-blooded live offspring.
What's that?
Those Brontosaurus steaks sounded good.
Oh, that was a pity. I was just gonna drop the giant into a pit straight to hell, but
It wouldn't be the first time you've been dropped into fire by women.
I'm not going to pretend he wouldn't deserve that, but
oh, it's not
Feel
that
like-
bad this time of year.
I feel like this solution has worked out well enough. And it lets the little old girl practice her diplomancy. The greatest magic.
Friendship is the greatest magic.
So the police kind of swarm y'all at this point. Not me. They put their guns up. They run up and start getting, the people in charge seem to beeline for Red Ensign. He may be the more established superhero.
If you can fly and punch real hard, people tend to like you.
One officer hesitantly walks up to the platypus, who begins very grandiose retelling of everything that happened.
Oh. Muckboot turns to Landshark. He is just you.
Yeah.
Now-
if any reporters will talk to Landshark and be like, "Yeah, I'm Landshark, and sharks are way cooler than platypi."
Actually, it's platypuses. Now I say being grandiose. He's not talking himself up at anybody else's expense. Except maybe land sharks, and that's not necessarily on purpose. He never saw land shark do anything. He didn't see the big punch that took out a bunyip.
In a car.
Yeah, in a car. And when he tried his thing on the giant, he was turned away from the giant, looking at Landshark, who was just bending over and apparently touching his toes. So he talks about they left the big guy here to babysit the giant. I don't know what good that was going to do. I don't know who he is. He's sitting there in his big metal armored piece, talking about fins are really not a good accessory. And the reporter looks down at the flippers he's wearing. Doctors. One of the doctors comes running out, starts talking to him about the person that's missing. The police aren't happy to hear it because they really got to call in the feds at this point because, despite him being retired, he was a member of. Does Australia have a Congress or a Parliament? Let's see, they've got a prime minister. Yeah, they've got a parliament. So old Al was a member of parliament for a long time, so that's going to get kind of their federal government involved. They quiz all of you if you have any idea who this guy was, why he's after him.
I'm honestly going to say we should play this close to our chest because I don't want any serious blowback against any Aboriginal groups. So, yeah, Wolfwitch suggests that probably just a politically motivated assassination attempt.
And basically, you guys showed up because you literally saw it on the news.
Yeah.
And they spotted Walkabout. Walkabout's a known quantity. So that would explain how you could get here so quickly and all that. And they have no doubt, that once Walkabout gets back from wherever he was taking that giant, that he'll probably call in and give him a report. Once the police start to thin out a little bit, Red Ensign comes over and asks y'all if y'all, some of those same questions, but, unofficially. Do you have any idea where they might have taken Tenet? And why they'd have taken him is why they'd have taken him instead of just killing him.
Possibly to torture him.
Why make an assassination when you can make a show?
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to get a agenda done. Terrorism kind of has to have an audience.
Yeah.
Now, if we wait a couple days, we might find body parts scattered all around Parliament. Or Congress, I forget which.
He goes Parliament.
Or a hollow vid, or whatever it is you people use right now. Muckboot then leans over to Wolfwitch. I try to make it a little more antique so they'd understand what it was.
I tried that for a while. It got old. It was fun for a bit, but eh.
Also, are you like the main magister in America right now? I really haven't kept up with the magic community.
Oh,
Never
no,
been
no.
a huge fan. But
That'd still be the Crucible. He's a delight. We've worked together a few times. He tried to rip me in half once. Not really rip me in half, but detain me because I left a trail of bodies in my wake. 10 people deep.
10? What, they go for you at 10 now? Oh, back in my day, that was you trying to learn your powers.
Right?
Well, I mean, you had to claim to be possessed by the devil so people wouldn't, stone you, but...
Yeah, they were real assholes. I ended up saving more people than I killed. Oh. We were both out for the same thing. They were just, messier about it.
Alright, I'll have to meet this crucible someday and say hello. Anyway, sorry about that, Red. We met only briefly before getting grouped together for this.
Oh, I see.
And I've known of some of her family in the past.
Well, he gives you he hands you all kind of a card with a number on it. If you find any information on where they might have taken him or specifics on why, let me know. I've got no love lost for the guy, but it's kind of the job to save him if we can.
I've come under the impression that yes, it is.
And don't let folks randomly murder folk.
Yep. Somewhere in all this, the Southern Lights have just kind of dipped out. They talked to the police, but they didn't hang around for the reporters particularly. Where after Red talks to you, he kind of sighs and heads over towards the reporters. He's like, "All right, gotta go reassure the people that everything's all right."
I'll have fun with that.
Yeah, wish there was a better way to do it than talking to the vultures.
To be fair, it was a big mythological giant showed up to eat people, and he didn't eat many people. Kind of worked out pretty well.
Mm.
Yeah, we had one or two bad injuries from the bunyips particularly, but I don't think the giant got anybody. He seemed to be arriving about the time I got here.
Hey, that's a job well done in my book.
Yep.
Hold your head high, boy. Sir. Sorry. Old habits die hard.
Right. And as he turns, he sees that the platypus is already there talking to the news guys. Recounting the story of being spurred by a radioactive platypus.
Wouldn't that just kill you? The poison's still there.
Red's like,
You know,
platypus poison's not lethal. I mean, radiation should be, but
Well, I mean, you can be irradiated with a lot of different things.
it is true.
Heck, technically, we're all irradiated by the sun.
He's like, yeah, well, the last time I heard somebody asking where he got his powers,
Platypus god? Please tell me it's Platypus god.
platypus in the Dreamtime, not necessarily a god, but a spirit at least, yeah. Animals are people and animals in the Dreamtime.
Oh, like the Egyptians.
A
Or
bit
they're
of a
like-
gross
They both
oversimplification.
have an animal form and a human form.
Yeah, it's not the mix, it's one or the other, but yeah.
Well, the Egyptians aren't a mix. That's just how they draw them.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then yeah, pretty much like that, I guess. And then he steps over and starts, talking about how few casualties there were, this, that, and the other. Yes, it is true that someone was kidnapped out of the hospital. No, if the police haven't released his name yet, then, it's not really his place to do it, Clearly, he is practiced at dealing with the press. None of you would know this, but he's like, second or third generation hero, so. Walkabout could explain it to you, but he's not there. But you now have a number, so you have a contact for a Australian superhero if y'all need one in the future.
Nice.
Cool.
Highly specific,
We're
but
totally-
undeniably valuable resource.
We're totally tracking down this missing tenant guy, right?
Yeah. It's just gonna be a minute. We're just waiting for Walkabout to get back.
All right. It's about 10 till 4. This is truthfully not a bad place to wrap, though, before we're moving on to the next segment. So, do we want to start next week dealing with Snapdragon and Jimbo and Walkabout in Rayloon? Or do we want to start off with Walkabout showing back up with another character for Curtis to play? Which way do y'all want to handle it?
I'll go with option B. Because actually playing out Snapdragon means someone wants to play Jimbo, someone wants to play Walkabout, and then we need at least one more new character, as opposed to option B, where I'd be the only one coming up with a new character, and everyone else just plays their existing characters.
And it gives Mike more time to write how Rhinoom actually is, the sizes of buildings, and all the specifics you'll need.
I'm tempted to have them come out like engaged, because I think that would be hilarious. But yeah, I think just having Walkabout show up and. Mm-hmm.
If you're plant people, is there a monogamous relationship in that society, or are they just like, yeah, whatever, you're the fifth marriage partner of 100?
Yeah, I mean it's a matriarchal society, but that doesn't mean that that certainly doesn't.
That doesn't mean there's only one wife and one husband.
Yeah, exactly. So
let's see. The Dryads came from Greek mythology.
We know how monogamous they were.
Well, it's kind of a free game then.
Well, they had marriages.
Yeah.
Everybody just cheated a lot.
Right.
But it did tend to be looked at as cheating, which is why so many of them got turned into unnatural things.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. It's because Hera finds out and you cheated with Zeus, or you got out with Zeus, and all of a sudden she's turning into like a corgi or something, or a potted plants, or whatever strikes her fancy.
Well, it's like say Scylla and Charybdis. One of them was Neptune or Poseidon's daughter, but she was helping Poseidon against Zeus, so she got cursed into a monster. The other one of them was a nymph that I think Poseidon was cheating with. And did his wife turn her into something? I forget.
It's possible plants may not even believe in marriage.
Well, there is marriage in this society. That's just because there's a kind of a holdout to the court system and royal or marriages of alliance between different empires. So it exists at least in that function. Now, what it means as far as interpersonal relationships go, that's up for grabs.
But
would I be? I mean, I'd be open to playing one of the existing NPCs, like a Walkabout or whatever. Or if you want to keep Walkabout as an NPC, I could just either pick one of my other characters, or I don't know, maybe Wolfwitch brings in Everlast. I wouldn't mind that. That might be the easiest thing to do, honestly.
That would probably be easiest if you want to play Everlast. If you want to play somebody else, we can bring in somebody else. Or
yeah, she is my A tier hero. So yeah, let's just go with that.
Okay. So Walkabout will have left with instructions from Wolfwitch to swing by the shop, and have Everlast close the shop. Or actually,
bring my cookies.
It'd probably already be closed if it's daytime in Australia. It's probably already closed. But and bring your what?
And bring my cookies.
Ah, yes. Here's half a box of cookies.
When Landshark hears cookies, he'd be like, "Are they chocolate chip?"
Snickerdoodle.
Oh.
Could be worse. Could be raisin.
Oh, what's wrong with raisin?
You always think
There's
they're
nothing
chocolate
wrong
chip.
with raisin, unless you think they're chocolate chip.
If you like both, you're good either way.
No, but you always go in. That's like thinking you're going to drink a Coke and it's Dr. Pepper. You're like, I don't hate it, but the surprise catches me off guard. That first sip is nasty because you think it's spoiled Coke. And you wait and you go, oh, no, it's just Dr. Pepper. And then you down it. But that first sip always so scary. I don't want my food and drink to scare me.
Yeah, we got enough to scare us in this game.
Alright, so we're going to wrap up here. Everybody gets the normal, what was it, 2 points of experience? No, that's right, you do the everybody gets the one like usual because you haven't finished the storyline yet. So, yeah, accomplishments. And we'll wrap up here. Hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed running it. Hope anybody that comes by and watches it later enjoyed it, and they'll tune in with us next time, which will be 2 weeks from now. Same time, same channel. Again, I was the GM for the day, Jason, and with me was Curtis playing Landshark, Mike playing Snapdragon. Don't know why I blanked on her name for a second there. Taylor playing Muckboot, and Zach playing Wolf Witch.
Howdy. Or, nice.
See ya.
At least I'm not the only one stumbling over my words.
Bye, everybody. Howdy.
Howdy is not like aloha. It does not mean hello and goodbye. All right, we'll catch y'all later.